All right, I'm ready to do this. Well, do it, then go ahead. Just do your thing. What is up, everyone? And thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. You shouldn't let your friends use it either. It's Sunday. That means it's our weekend wrestling show. We're going to recap everything from the week, WWE, AEW. We're going to talk all kinds of shakeups with people getting cut from WWE. Where could they end up? Do we want Tony Khan to break out the checkbook? We do not. We don't want that to happen. And we're going to look ahead for the week in wrestling coming up. We're going to look ahead to the road to WrestleMania for WrestleMania. And what else? You should probably, I don't know, you want to do any sponsor things? Oh yeah, hey, you can go get the Yeetland shirt. That thing is, it's selling like yeet cakes. What the hell would a yeet cake be? I don't know. It's not a pancake though. Maybe like a pancake with sprinkles or something. Yeah. Link in the bio. You can get your Mark the Monster Yeetland shirt. That's proven to be pretty popular. Yeah, people are liking it. What else? You can use our promo code Don't Say the F Word at prince99coffee.com. You can save 10% fresh roasted coffee delivered right to your door. Looks like Joe's ready to join us. It says that, but I don't think he's getting in here. I don't know what he's got going on. He's probably in a tunnel somewhere. Why would he be in a tunnel? I don't know, man. People drive through tunnels all the time. It's hard to tell why he would be doing that. Yeah, just so you guys know, if you buy any merch from the link in our bio, we donate all the profits to our local dog kennel. So, I'm not keeping any of that money. I wish I was, though. I'd buy a fast car. Dude, you can't drive. I don't know if you don't have your license. Just because I don't have my license doesn't mean I can't drive. Well, also, I mean, you're kind of short. Okay, you're shocked that you're short? I don't understand. Talking about that.
You can't drive.
I can drive.
You can drive?
Yeah, I can drive, Joe. You can't, Joe. He can't drive. He can't.
No. How fast can you drive?
I go fast, Joe.
Okay.
You drive. You're telling me you drive. Yeah, I like the speed. I like to get places quick. All right.
Cool.
I don't understand. He doesn't. I have a race car.
Okay. How about this? Are you a left-hand or a right-hand driver?
What?
Are you left-handed or a right-handed driver? Which do you feel comfortable driving with?
I'm a left hand on the steering wheel kind of guy.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta agree with him. Are you a right hand on the steering wheel kind of guy?
I'm like the right hand on the highway and left hand on the street.
Wait a minute. All right. We're gonna put that. Let's put this camera off here. So it matters what type of travel you're doing. What hand is on the steering wheel?
Yeah, for me it does. I don't know about anybody else, but like if I'm on the highway, definitely the right hand, because I could be just like this.
For me, it's
not the window.
Left hand on the steering wheel. Yeah, I'm a left hand on the steering wheel kind of guy, but for a long time I drove a manual transmission vehicle, so I had to shift.
Yeah, I'm saying right hand.
But you're telling me you can drive a stick shift? Yeah, Mark, I can. Yeah. Yes,
Damn.
yes, I can. Can you not? I wasn't alive when those were a thing. Okay, those are still a thing. That's still a thing.
Wait. You sure you wasn't alive yet?
No, I'm not old like you guys. I like modern technology.
Okay. But just for my amusement, I believe a couple of weeks ago you said you fought somebody in the bar back in 1970.
I wrestled Johnny Cash at the 1984 Oklahoma State Fair.
I could swear you said 74.
I mean, dates aren't important, Joe, because time is an illusion. Okay. Time ain't real.
My bad. My bad.
Hey, Joe, there's a new Puppet World Order shirt available at the merch table also. It's got my face on it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yes. Your partner said the black shirt was better than the orange shirt. So just so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeatland's pretty popular. The Mark the Monster Yeatland shirt. Shout out to Fat Ink Ohio. Freddie got his order.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a left hand in the steering wheel, always. But not only is it drove stick for a long time, my right hand has to be available to hold my wife's hand while I'm driving. It's not because I'm a scary driver. It's just because I love her, and that's just what. That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Did that come through? Did the mic pick that up?
She busted you.
Yeah. Apparently, you're louder than you think you are. I guess so. For anyone who didn't hear that, my wife say it's because she loves me so much and insists on holding my hand because I'm incredibly handsome and quite funny. And then, hey, you hear that? No one heard any argument, did they? I think you tried. And if anyone wonders why I use the lapel mic, that's why it's switched up mics instead of the big studio mic.
There you go. But yes, it came through loud and clear, just so you know.
Yeah. I don't know how she managed to pull that off. Got an echo chamber going. Anyway, and all the years of driving forklift for a living. That's a left-handed operation because you got to control all the fork controls with your right hand.
That is true as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you got to drive a forklift. Now you're forklift certified? Yeah, I'm forklift certified now. Actually, yeah, that should be the next T-shirt.
No.
I don't think we need a Mark the Monsters forklift certified T-shirt. I don't think that's necessary. I bet people will buy it.
Nah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't think I'm doing that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. No.
Joe, you're not watching the Super Bowl?
I won't watch it, but not right. First hour, first 45 minutes, it's gonna be a coin toss and da. Nothing really happened until about 6:30 ish is when the main stuff happens. So,
I've never watched the Super Bowl.
oh, for real?
Yeah, I've never watched it. I've been in houses where people were watching it, but I've never actually watched the Super Bowl.
Maybe halftime.
Halftime.
Everybody tunes in for halftime.
I can't think of tuning in for a halftime show live ever. I'm sure I've tuned in whenever somebody made some performance was a big deal and watch it later on YouTube or something. Eminem and 50 Cent and Dre did a halftime show a couple years ago, right?
They did.
Yeah, I watched that on YouTube, but I didn't watch that live. Cuban Gorilla here live in our comments. Fly, Eagles, fly. So Cuban Gorilla's a Philly fan, right?
That's Philly.
Those are Philadelphia. Yeah, man. I honestly don't think I've ever watched an NFL game.
Okay. Do you at least watch the commercials? The commercials, what everybody tunes in for?
No, man. I really don't. Again, I know, as a kid, I know there were times where, the Super Bowl was put on in my grandparents' house whenever I would live with them. And, I can remember, everyone making, a big deal about the commercials, but I don't remember ever, being in the living room watching the football game. Mm-hmm. Cuban Gorilla is a Phillies fan, is a Philadelphia Eagles fan from day one. Well, at least he's not just a front runner. However, I'm not mad at people who do that. I know a lot of people get mad at people who do that. I don't get mad at people who do that. it makes sense to root for winners.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Browns fans don't make sense to me. Stop rooting for a losing team. Like, it ain't ever going to be the Cleveland teams a year.
I say this. My dad, he told me at a very young age, out of all the teams of Cleveland, it's only the Indians you should root for, not the Browns. Okay, the Guardians now. That got up-to-date people. The Guardians, but they still the Indians. But still.
Oh, you still call them the Indians? You haven't switched over to being politically correct?
I look at the stadium. It's still the Q. It's still Jacobs Field. It's still everything. I don't know why, but political beliefs that the Indians is a racist remark, but it's still the Indians.
You don't agree with that?
Nah, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that.
So your opinion is the baseball stadium where the Cleveland baseball team plays baseball is still Jacobs Field to you?
Still Jacobs Field.
Even though it's no longer identifies as Jacobs Field, it identifies as Progressive Field, you're still calling it Jacobs Field.
I still call it Jacobs Field.
And right there, every one of our fans on the far left just tuned out. They all just packed up their purses and they left for one of those UK wrestling podcasts. They just did.
Hey,
Why you always got to take crap on the UK podcast? Well, I mean, I think our joke about them stealing one of our thumbnails got our first YouTube channel taken down. Oh yeah, that's right. Screw those guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. I get it. I mean, you got the nostalgia factor of Jacobs Field.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse? What did it used to be?
The Q.
Gund Arena. It was Gund Arena.
Gund Arena, but then went to the Q. The Q.
It was the Q because it's Quicken Loans Arena, right?
Yep.
Now it's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Rocket Mortgage, yeah.
I don't mind that arena. I don't think there's a bad seat there. We've gone to a lot of wrestling shows. I went and seen Metallica there back in the 90s. One thing I will say, seats are small. The seats are small and the aisles are small.
Yeah, that's a downside to it, but hey.
I'm a big human. I take up a lot of room.
That's why it's best to, when you pick the seats, you go in, you hurry up and just start doing a little rambling online, like, and just hope and pray you get 1, 2, and 3. If you don't get 1, 2, and 3.
My wife usually does a good job getting us seats where there's like not a row of humans in front of us, which is nice, and it tries to get toward an end for us. I would say that next wrestling show I go to there, we're just going to get 3 seats. However, not if it's WWE, we're not going to get 3 seats since they're jacking all the prices up and putting less matches on the card.
Yeah, less matches. Yeah. You know what? They only jacked up the price because from now through April, there are no house shows.
Yeah. Well, they're jacking up the price and reducing the content because that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I seen a thing that said Triple H in 2 years of running the show has increased ticket prices, decreased all events to 5 shows.
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with
5 matches, 5 matches on every show. And that's about right. I mean, if you go to an AEW event, you get your money's worth.
Yeah. But you got to think, them 5 matches going to turn into 20, well, 10, we'll say 10 come WrestleMania 10 on each night. So you got to think about that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. WrestleMania is not affordable for your average wrestling fan.
That's true.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I get it. They're in Vegas, so the prices are going to be higher, of course. But we're talking like, I think this is the cheapest ticket right now for Mania is $700. And it's in the nosebleeds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, hey, what can I say? I'm not. Clearly, they know what they're doing because people are paying those prices.
Really? Oh, and also, if you get the little package deal for both nights, same seats, it's like $25.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like those prices are. I feel like those prices are just crazy. I don't know. I'm not saying like. I mean, going to a live wrestling show is always great. I've never had a bad time at a wrestling show. And that's saying something because, as everyone is clearly aware, I'm not a big fan of large crowds.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I would not pay $700 to go to Mania.
If I hit the lottery,
in the nosebleeds.
If I hit the lottery, I would get the front row seats and backstage passes. If I hit the lottery. Yeah, really. Front stage. This one-time Mania. It better be good Mania.
I guess. I mean, if I won, like, if I hit that, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I'd be like,
I would have to win a stupid amount of money. Because it would have to be like, I would have to not care about not getting a value. And for me, it's never, most of my purchases, generally speaking, it's never a price tag situation. It's a value for my money.
mm-hmm.
I never want to feel like I got ripped off. So I overanalyze every purchase I make, generally speaking. I'm like, is this the best deal, though? Or is there a better deal? Mm-hmm. Or am I not going to be happy with this? Like food. Food's the big one I overanalyze. It's never the price of the meal. It's, man, is this a value, though? Like, I don't want to be hungry in an hour.
I analyze food a lot because I would go to Chipotle. I love Chipotle. Chipotle was a great place. But, man, they jacked up prices. Now you're looking at a bowl with double meat. That's like $14.
I've never been a Chipotle fan.
That's $14 now with double meat. Oh, Lord, I can't do it.
See, I've never really been a big Chipotle fan. I liked Qdoba when we had a Qdoba. But I like Moe's. I think Moe's is a good value. Moe's, Southwest Grill. You go to Moe's, man. First of all, you get unlimited chips and salsa while you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on a Moe Monday, you have the app. You get a burrito with chips and salsa and a drink for like $9, $10, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And again, it's bottomless chips and salsa, man. You can't go wrong with bottomless chips and salsa.
And the best thing about it, at Moe's, the chips are free. You got to pay for the chips.
Yeah, they're not trying to rip you off. I will say this. I don't like that they have the tip thing at Moe's.
I just look at it like, they'll be trying to get me. They'll be trying to give me guilt trip. I think about myself.
Man, like through the pandemic, I tipped everywhere. And well. But the places got greedy. Like, I don't like the whole, let me turn the iPad toward you. It's going to ask you a question. Like, I know what it's going to ask me, but I ordered my food standing up. Like, if I order my food standing up, I ain't tipping you. Unless you're a local ice cream stand, then I'll tip you. But, like, if I'm going into, like, a chain, like a national corporate chain establishment, like a Moe's, a Chipotle, a Starbucks, nobody's there. Nobody there is making minimum wage. Not a soul. No one there is getting paid like a tipped employee. It's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're making fair money. I'm not tipping.
Yeah.
I was standing up when I placed this order, and I'm leaving. You ever been to a place they ask for a tip at the drive-thru?
Oh,
have you seen that shit?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I ain't doing that.
I think they're like,
you're out of your mind.
That one time, I forget where it was at. I'm in the drive-thru. I place my order and get up to it. It was a McDonald's. There we go. It was McDonald's. The girl just gave me, I'm like, tip? I'm like, what the hell you mean tip? I'm like, no tip.
Man, listen.
That's when the pandemic started. I'm like, y'all tipping at McDonald's? That don't make no sense. Especially in the drive-thru.
Yes, and I don't understand what happens at McDonald's or why somebody has to sit on my cheeseburger every time I get one. Why does it always look like it's been sat on? I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know. I just know if you order through the app, it comes out great. That's all I can say.
I mean, McDonald's is rarely ever messed up whenever I go there. We don't go there often, but there's something about a McDonald's burger that just kind of hits you right in the nostalgia.
That's why downtown the best to go to. Just saying, downtown.
I like Burger King, man. I like Burger King. And they got the Impossible Whopper that my wife can eat.
Oh, she can eat that? I ain't tried that yet.
She has to get it without mayonnaise, but she can have the Impossible Whopper. There's no dairy. Without the mayonnaise, there's no egg. And you don't get any cheese on there. It's completely plant-based. She can have that.
Okay.
I guess we should probably talk pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Joe, we are like 6 days away from AEW Grand Slam in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it's not a pay-per-view.
It's not a pay-per-view. Nah, I thought it was pay-per-view.
Everyone thought it was a pay-per-view. Everyone thought it was a pay-per-view.
I'm just saying because they promoted for Saturday night, not Collision, and I'm like, okay, it's the pay-per-view. So I'm like, cool. Then you get the news like it is not a pay-per-view. It's live Saturday. I'm like,
okay. Tony Khan said it was never slated to be a pay-per-view.
Okay. I think Tony Khan okay. I think Tony Khan is thinking like back in the TNA days. In the TNA days where they had names for like pay-per-views and names for certain shows every week. I think that's what he's getting at. And then right now he's getting us confused because you got Collision on Saturday night, and then you name your next show that's in Germany, overseas.
Australia, yeah.
Australia. And everybody thinking it's a pay-per-view because you did not promote it as Collision. You promoted it as that show in Australia. So in the back of your mind, you like, it's a pay-per-view. Saturday night. Every Saturday night. Every month, Saturday night, there's a pay-per-view. And this could be one of them.
What'd you think of AEW this week? Did you enjoy Dynamite?
I think this week Dynamite had a little eek. It was okay, but it just wasn't the greatest.
The mystery opponent for Will Ospreay being Mark Davis.
It was
like, underwhelming.
You called it,
like,
but you called it. You knew it was gonna be him.
Yeah.
But everybody in the crowd, they were like, "Who's that?" Don't know who it is.
And they do know who that is. I mean, when Will Ospreay debuted in AEW, it was with Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. It was, I mean, they were Aussie Open. Like they know who he is, but it was like done in such a way that it's almost like the Mark Davis involvement in the Will Ospreay Kyle Fletcher feud. was such a minute footnote in what that feud was that you almost forgot that Mark Davis was actually an element in there. And there was no Mark Davis was fighting alongside Will Ospreay against Kyle Fletcher. So to do this without any build of Don Callis is manipulating the guy, to just do it and then have commentary try and tell us they think that's what happened with Don Callis on commentary, and I just go, "Hey Don, how'd you get him?" And Don could have been like, "Well, I actually paid him $25,000 to do it, Tony." Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Or he's behind on his mortgage, and I'm going to help him out. Okay, that makes sense. Instead of being like, "Man, he's here with me, guys." That's so...
Or the best one, he could say, "I paid for his green card to be here."
Something. All he had to do was say, "I gave him money." And that's it. Instead of leaving this vague, Don Callis somehow didn't know how he got Mark Davis to join forces. Don Callis didn't have the answer to the question. But Don Callis is supposed to be the mastermind behind doing it. That shit was dumb.
That's why I said it had a little...
How was that booked so lazy? Clearly you had it a week ago. You knew it was going to be Mark Davis because you clearly didn't have somebody else on deck to surprise us. You couldn't have given a motivation for why he would have joined forces with Don Callis. And then you follow it up with Kenny Omega saying, "I don't know what Don Callis has on you, but, maybe you can get away with it." So what? Now he's going to turn on Don Callis after turning on his best friend to align with Don Callis? Now he's going to turn on him, next week? Probably. It is, it's probably what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But how lazy. And then you have the guy turn to just have the most anticlimactic ending to the match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Also, you ended that segment with Kenny Omega on the mic talking about his return to the ring at AEW Grand Slam. Does anyone want to tell Kenny Omega he's had 2 matches already this year? This isn't his return to the ring. He wrestled Brian Cage on Dynamite. And him and Gabe Kidd put on what's so far been the match of the year. This isn't Kenny's return to the ring. Why the hell did he say that?
When you get caught up in the moment, it's the first thing it's my return to the ring, y'all. Or it could be like me, "Hey, I know I've been gone."
He could have said that is my return to Australia. You can't say it's his return to pay-per-view because it isn't a pay-per-view, and the New Japan show was.
But you know what? In the back of his mind, maybe he got a few concussions we don't know about. He leaving out the memo. He just forgot. He forgot.
We're gonna blame it on the concussions.
I use concussion as an example. He probably got a few concussions.
I use them for. I get it, but you know what? With all that said, with all the shitting on that opening segment I just did, it was still a fantastic match. It was still good. It was still a really good match. Just all the little pieces just don't fit right, and it was just kind of silly and half-heartedly thrown together.
I would say the crowd probably wanted to be somebody else and not him for the dime.
Yeah.
That's why they were like, "Oh, him." Oh.
If it could have been Speedball Mike Bailey, that could have been great.
Yeah. But
then we got the return of the Ass Boys, though. The Ass Boys are back.
Hey, I thought that was cool, though. That was cool.
Yeah. I think that'll be a good matchup, them against the Hurt Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
90 days.
90 days.
Cedric Alexander's been released from WWE, so in 90 days, could we see him in the Hurt Syndicate? What do you think?
Yeah. That's what they wanted. They wanted it the whole time, all 4 of them, and I'm going to say we're at probably 88, 87 days now. They're going to get all the gold. They're going to be, we'll just say, singles champions. They'll be all singles champions.
You think they're going to put the world title on one of those guys?
I'm going to say the world, the Continental, and the TNT.
So I think they should wait to give them any singles titles. I think they should have Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin win the Ring of Honor tag titles, along with having the AEW tag titles. And then once Cedric Alexander gets there, they go after the trios in both AEW and Ring of Honor. So all of them can be champs.
Mm-hmm.
And then wait for someone to take for them to lose one set of titles to have anyone start going after singles. So,
or they could just hold on to tag titles till Cedric comes, and Cedric get the TNT or Continental.
Well,
one of them.
I don't know if the Ring of Honor TV deal is ever going to happen.
I don't think it is.
So I think they could be the bridge to start merging titles together. So if we gave them Ring of Honor tag titles along with the AEW tag titles, and then Cedric comes along and they pick up both sets of trios titles, it could just be, the Hurt Syndicate has all this gold. We're going to merge all these titles together and just have one set of tag champs, one set of trios champs, and then maybe just leave the Ring of Honor singles titles while we're searching for a TV deal for it. But at least this way, it's not so many belts going around.
But, it could be a better scenario for this. Let's just say a week when Cedric contract is up. The following week, the Hurt Syndicate have a feud with the Dark Death Riders, and they start collaborating, fighting each other, and then they go on and say, "You won't get these titles off of us. You only got no third person. Who you gonna take? MVP?" MVP says, "No, we'll have our third member next week, and we're taking them titles from you."
Yeah, that could work. I'm weary to put them with, opposite the Death Riders in a lengthy program, and we have to do it to get the trios belts off of them. I'm just afraid Mox's word salad will negatively impact the Hurt Syndicate. But, I mean, they have to have something to get them there. So I think that works. We had Kyle Fletcher and Tashida versus the Hounds of Hell. So much talk online. People mad about the Hounds of Hell getting such a big video package and then losing to Kyle Fletcher and Tashida. However, I totally disagree with that opinion. First of all, this is pro wrestling. And if you don't have enhancement talent all over the place, someone has to lose the match. Mm-hmm. But that match was fantastic.
It was.
That match was really – I like everyone in that match. So it was just so good.
It was good. But I agree with them. They should – well, even though Kyle Fletcher is a star and the Hounds of Hell, they're good. But they should have won. They should have won.
Do you think it didn't hurt them at all losing that match?
No, they
Buddy Matthews still has a title match coming up. I mean, Brody King is still, in fact, Brody King. Taking the loss there didn't hurt them in any capacity.
No, I didn't.
Everyone can't win. Losing, there's a story later for redemption. There has to be a winner and loser in every match. This is what it is.
I think the problem is they're mad that as a group they can't win, but solo they can win. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah. Yes. We did have a puppet appearance on Dynamite. That happened. Probably the most entertaining Mercedes Moné's ever been is as a puppet. So just point out that there's an original pro wrestling puppet. So I'm not gonna say it's gimmick infringement, but it might be.
That puppet was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that puppet was funny.
Speaking of puppets, MJF had a segment. They got interrupted by Hangman Adam Page. And then we had the Dustin Rhodes segment with MJF. So it was kind of like MJF kind of had almost 3 segments in one. He had his own promo, then you had the interruption from Hangman, from Max Caster, followed by Hangman. Let's pause. Max Caster's thing going on right now. His whole open challenge, but he's not wanting to face Hangman. That doesn't make any sense. How do you have an open challenge but not want to have a match?
I think he wants to face Hangman in Australia. It's going to get added.
They got to add that this Wednesday?
Yeah, they're going to add this Wednesday.
That makes sense. Then we have, we have the MJF, Dustin Rhodes promo.
I got something to say about that.
Give me your thoughts, Joe.
Okay. Wednesday, what you talked about Wednesday, and then after seeing that Wednesday, you're absolutely right. MJF is now falling off the cliff, y'all. The promos that went, it just went downhill. It was like, I'm hearing the same thing he said to Jeff Jarrett about being an old timer. You can't wrestle.
Yeah.
And then saying how your brother is better than you. I mean, he probably got used to that by now, but it's like you going back. You're saying the same thing you said about Jeff, about his father being better than him, and then this and that, then other companies he's been in. He's basically saying the same thing to a different person, but it just downhill.
About a month ago, well, maybe not even that long ago, Saturday night's main event, I was really irritated that they did with Jacob Fatu the exact segment they did with Bronson Reed. And as much as I enjoyed the segment, I totally shit on the premise of doing the same thing you just did. And then AEW does the exact same thing between MJF with Dustin Rhodes that they did with MJF and Jeff Jarrett. Literally the exact same thing that was tired and played out when they just did it with Jeff Jarrett. Why in the hell are you doing it with another old guy? Why are we wasting MJF in this? Like,
and the sad part about it, in both promos, he did talk about Owen Hart to both of them.
And you are drunk. You're old. Like, this isn't even like good cheap heat for a heel. This is just lazy. Listen, if they wanted to put Jeff Jarrett in a program and they wanted to put Dustin Rhodes in a program, you literally have the perfect opponent for both of those guys in Kyle Fletcher. MJF is your established star heel. You don't take the established star heel and try and make him with the legends. There's nothing to make with MJF. He is the guy. If you want to use your Jeff Jarrett and you want to use your Dustin Rhodes, hey, use them. But use them to get a younger talent over. Not that MJF is old, but he's old in AEW. He's been the top heel for 6 friggin' years. Having your top heel do new heel shit doesn't come off well.
And the sad part about it, I got a feeling, this odd feeling, that they're going to do the Chris Jericho and Ricky Steamboat Roddy Piper segment like they did at WrestleMania, and that's what's gonna happen in MJF. It's gonna be Dusty and Jeff versus MJF. They're gonna do that type of segment like the old timers.
And it's just, I think the reason why is I think that they're trying to introduce MJF brand new to the new fans on Max. So I think that they put him with the names that they think people know, like Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes, and have him do the original MJF shtick because they have a lot of new eyeballs via streaming on Max. So like, well, we're just going to introduce him to these people who haven't seen the MJF shtick from 2019. We're going to give it to them in 2025 because they haven't seen it.
Uh-oh. You got the camera, y'all. Beware.
Here's the problem. We've all seen it. Like, everyone who tunes into AEW regularly has seen the MJF shtick.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wasting it on people who aren't real baby faces. Like, I get the premise that a legend like Jeff Jarrett could be a baby face, but here's the reality: is Jeff Jarrett's not a baby face. Whenever you signed him to AEW, Tony Khan, everyone, there was a collective groan amongst the fan base of, oh God, again with Jeff Jarrett, seriously? We literally have to deal with this carny again? All right. Hey, you got some redeeming qualities in the Owen Hart thing. Absolutely. You want to do a little thing with him chasing the title? Sure. But the guy to have stopped that should have been Kyle Fletcher. Yeah. He should have been the one to be stopping MJF's run toward, Jeff Jarrett's run toward a title. Because you should be building him up as a heel to get him to the level where your MJF is. So that way, whenever he's here and you have two top heels, you can turn one babyface to feud with the other. That's how you book that. You don't take MJF and tell him, hey, you know the shit you did 6 years ago? Whenever you called Chris Jericho old and talked about him being in WWE and WCW, can you do the same thing with Jeff Jarrett? And then 2 weeks later, do it with Dustin Rhodes? Also, side note, your fans who haven't been watching AEW on TNT, who are tuning in on Max, who you're trying to reintroduce MJF to, they don't know who Dustin Rhodes is. Lapsed wrestling fans do not know Dustin Rhodes. They know Dusty, they know Gold Dust. They don't know who Dustin Rhodes is. So trying to reestablish MJF as your top heel to new fans tuning in through Max and using Dustin Rhodes as your catalyst for that, it's going to fall as flat as the Jeff Jarrett thing did. It ain't going to work because, here's a shocker, nobody gives a shit about Dustin Rhodes. Respectfully, he doesn't have a character in AEW. He just is Dustin Rhodes. There's not a story arc. There's not a motivation for fans to cheer for him other than the fact that he's Dustin Rhodes. So if you're not invested in the history of Dustin Rhodes, you don't care that MJF is shitting on him. Like, you just don't.
I see your point in it, but
I care. You care.
I say this though,
nobody else care.
If you look at the right person who knows Dusty, they know who he is, you will understand. But some people today in the world, they see Dusty as this Cody Rhodes brother and the American Dream son. That's it.
Yeah.
But you look at people who really do know him, they'll know him as Gold Dust for 20, 25 years ago, Dustin?
Maybe that long. But it's, I don't know. It was a bad segment, in my opinion.
It was a bad segment. I ain't gonna lie, it was bad.
I think Bleacher Report gave that segment an A, and I'm sorry. That segment missed on every single level.
Oh.
The Max Caster run-in it just felt weird. You had Hangman Page come through the ring chasing after Max Caster at a turtle's pace chasing somebody. And he stops to stare at MJF and then walk past him. What story are we building? Are we building toward Hangman Page against Max Caster?
I don't know, but
are we building toward Hangman Page against MJF? Or are we supposed to be building toward Hangman Page going after the world title? What happened to that?
I don't know. Go on that thing, but hold that thought real quick.
I'll continue to rant.
Yeah, rant.
Then we get the Dustin Rhodes thing.
You got me for the week.
So now we clearly are doing MJF and Dustin Rhodes. And
okay, hold on.
The time to do that program was 5 years ago.
I know. But that's crazy. That ain't got you nothing. You better get in the house. It's cold. It's cold.
Now, if we did Kyle Fletcher versus Dustin, it's a brand new thing.
Oh, and she got a necklace on, so please take it off before she goes to bed.
Oh, okay. The necklace off. Cool.
And she got her new face mask. We left her squishmallow at home.
How do you leave the damn squishmallow?
Well, we went and did laundry first.
Oh, cool squishmallow.
I love you. What is this? I'm gonna have a sip.
So I just think that I think the MJF Dustin Rhodes thing was just a giant mess.
It was a mess.
Okay, let's go.
But then we got Swerve versus Ricochet.
Swerve? Oh, now that.
Love you, son.
I'm gonna say for everybody right now.
I got one.
You got one what?
One.
Yeah, you got nothing, girl.
You got magic milk.
Now, yeah, you ain't, I gave you a sip. That's all you get. So you're in the house now. So carry on.
All right, love you. Have a good day.
Oh, give a hug. Y'all go.
Swerve versus Ricochet was a great match.
I'm just gonna say this right now. Get out the way, y'all. That Swerve and Ricochet match. My God, it hurt my back when Ricochet did that to him on the barricade. Oh, I felt that pain.
Yeah, that was rough.
I felt that pain, like oh. And then I'm kind of upset that he did the. I don't like to say it, but they did the no sell. Ricochet, come on now. He shouldn't have did the no sell. He should have. At the house call, boom, done, over with. But he got up, and then he had to do it again. But this time, we'll use your hands as a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go watch it. What?
This girl does not like Papa John's pizza.
I told you that.
Yeah. That's all I heard about it. My dad ordered Papa John's pizza. I don't like it.
It wasn't Papa John's and Marco's we ordered.
Why don't she like Marco's?
I don't know why she don't like Marco's, but Marco's we ordered Marco, but then she like, no, I want Little Caesars. I'm like, girl, we got Marco. We gotta get past the Little Caesar phase. You gotta get up to date now, so we got Marco. All right. Hey, Mama gonna slip and fall, freezing cold. So.
I walked in your grass.
Oh yeah, I put salt on there, so you good. You good. All right, back up. You're right. See my mom. Bye. See you. Bye. See my mom. You're right. Y'all do your hug and kisses. Y'all do your lovey hug and kisses. I did my part now, so remember to lock the door, girl. Oh Lord. Huggy. Oh, P.S.
Yeah.
She weighed 54 pounds.
Oh, I know. We have a scale at home and she weighed herself.
Yeah, 54.
Does she have Valentine's Day cards for this Friday?
No.
No? Okay.
They didn't say about no Valentine's Day card, so
It's just tradition. You always bring it back.
they passed that day. They ain't get no Valentine's card. Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye.
To...
Yeah. Okay. You locked the door, girl. You go ahead.
Bye.
All right. Cool. Great. All right. Girl, go grab out the squishmallow.
So your daughter don't like Marcos?
I don't know what it is, but we had Marco. She like it. The iPad is charged, girl. Get your hands off my damn freak, girl. I gave you 6 so you can get in. That's all you get. You can get no more. I don't know why she like Marco. She got a weird taste in pizza. That's all. But Little Caesar is the go-to. That's all I can say.
Little Caesars is that's my favorite pizza place in the city.
That's a go-to. Little Caesar. So I'm like, okay, we cool with Little Caesar. I mean, $6, can't complain. But for the Swerve and Ricochet, it was good. But that barricade, like I said, that barricade, I felt his pain when he landed on that barricade with his back. Oh.
That was a rough bump. I mean, that whole match was so good, and I did not think they were going to book it for Ricochet to win. And I'm so happy they did.
I did too. Because now.
Because it builds more, because Swerve lost.
I know. And right now, for AEW, we got Ricochet, Kyle Fletcher, Danny Garcia, and Ospreay with 1 win.
Yeah.
I was going to do the Kyle Fletcher with the tag team match, but I'm like, we got to do singles. It don't be fair to do singles.
Oh, the tag match don't count?
I mean, if Kyle got the pin, I'll make it count.
That's all right, because we'll jump ahead. We'll talk Collision, and then we can circle back to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Collision was an amazing wrestling.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. Collision, for Saturday nights, Collision do better than Dynamite for some odd reason.
Collision did better than Dynamite, did better than Raw, did better than SmackDown. Yeah. Our rating partner, Rate My Wrestling, gave Collision a 90.
I'm okay with that because Collision, I don't know what it is about. It's on a bad slot, a bad timing, but for some reason,
the matches in the show, the matches are bangers, and the show is paced well. And it made me care about the Trios title.
That too.
That opening match was fantastic.
And I'm just...
Adam Cole didn't look like a joke.
One thing I can say about this, Adam Cole should stop coming out to his theme because he should come out with them at the Undisputed Era.
Well, they can't call him that.
Kingdom, my bad. Kingdom.
Well, the thing is that AEW does a great job doing things for the live audience. And the live audience likes to sing along with Adam Cole's entrance music. It's a very interactive part of the show. It's the reason why Will Ospreay opens Dynamite, because the fans can chant his name. If you have Adam Cole opening Collision every week, the fans can sing along with Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
So it's a very interactive part of the show. It gets the crowd hyped up for a good show. That match last night is the first time in a long time that Adam Cole being on the show
made sense.
It didn't feel out of place. Like, for a while, since Adam Cole's return, everything he's been involved in, he's felt like the joke of the thing. Like, it's like they were presenting him as the big deal, almost as satire because like, he's not a big deal anymore. Like he's washed. It's not. He's not who he once was. That trios match was done well, and let's talk about the fact that I enjoyed this 3-way trios match, and it had some of my least favorite people in it.
I'll wait for that part. I'll wait for that.
You know what? Here's the good thing: is that Daddy Magic being involved in it was totally outweighed by how good Adam Cole came off, and Shane Taylor Promotions. I love Shane Taylor Promotions. Like they should be the strong heel faction of Saturday nights.
They should.
It's not just because Shane Taylor's from Cleveland, but that's a big part of it.
I would say it is a big part of it.
But Shane Taylor knows how to do a big man. He's a big man wrestler. He knows how to do the big man spots. And you put him in there with the 180-pound AEW guys, and he comes off like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
You pair him with the Rush Shane Taylor Promotions. You got a diverse group that has continuously established themselves. You know, they take losses, but they're still booked in a way that the losses don't make them look weak, which is great. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. They have Undisputed Kingdom take the trios titles. Do you think they do that?
Nah.
If they do that, our path to Hurt Syndicate becoming trios champions, which Cedric Alexander joins, becomes a lot more clean.
Mm-hmm.
If
I'll say this,
we can get those trios titles off the Death Riders, it makes trios programming a lot better because you don't have to involve the Death Riders. Because everything in AEW outside of Death Riders programming is fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything around Jon Moxley's group sucks.
Oh, I can say this though. Remember Wednesday, you asked what was the best thing going on in AEW?
Yeah.
That you didn't have no clue about? Here's the best thing that's going on in AEW. That's probably not your cup of tea. But as of right now, the best thing going on in AEW is the Tony Storm versus Mariah May. Because that story, the way they building it up for like the past 6 to 8 months now, that's a good storyline they got going, like the bloodline. That's what that is. But it's a really good storyline. If y'all watch it from the beginning to the start, the time is Tony to Mariah Gray turning against her in the Owen Hart Classic for the women's. That right there is probably the best storyline going on right now in AEW.
I didn't get it. I thought they had reverted her back to her old gimmick. Like she had amnesia or something. Was that like
There's some amnesia something?
Is the story that she has amnesia, or was she tricking the other lady?
She was tricking Mariah Ray, thinking she got amnesia, but really she hadn't forgotten.
So they didn't really have the character have amnesia.
Yeah.
She was faking everyone out to get the title shot?
Yeah, making that about it, yeah.
They should have actually done an amnesia angle. I don't think anyone's ever done an amnesia angle in pro wrestling where you could have had her like play multiple characters because she doesn't know who she is. That would have been clever.
Mm-hmm.
To do it for a little while is clever, but if you would have like kept that going for like 2 years, that would have been pretty funny. Because you could have introduced new characters into the mix. She takes a wayward chair shot, and all of a sudden, I don't know, she thinks she's Psycho Sid. I don't know.
Yeah.
She could have come out dressed as Kane. You could have done something really crazy. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. I don't know where to go with that one. Ooh. I'm going to say Mark Briscoe. Shout out to Mark Briscoe, y'all. He gave the Kyle Fletcher now. He really gave it to him.
Yeah.
But that whole match, that was, it was solid. I give that a solid match right there.
that match was really good. Again, I mean, Kyle Fletcher's a star. As good as Collision was, gotta address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Mox opening the show. Even though he called Jay White Jay Wright, it was the best promo Mox has delivered in a solid 6 weeks. It wasn't too rambly, wasn't too many words. I don't really understand why Adam Copeland is teaming up with Jay White, though.
Oh. Because Dynamite, Adam Cope wanted to challenge Mox for the belt in Australia.
And Mox said no. No.
So Jay White said, how about this? Me and Adam versus you and whoever.
So why would we do that?
I guess this is going to be Adam and Jay White feud start because one of them wants to take the belt off of Mox. So I'm going to say somewhere in that match.
Is Jay White still part of the Gun Club? Is he still part of the Bull Club Gold?
Yeah, they're still.
Or Bang Bang? What Bang Bang? What is their name? What's that group's name now?
Bang Bang Gang.
Are they still a group? Are the Ass Boys still with Jay White and Juice Robinson when Juice Robinson is healthy again?
I believe so.
Is that still a faction?
I don't know because Juice is hurt. The Bang Bang, they've been gone for a minute, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, the Ass Boys are back now. Like, if the idea was we needed a tag team to go after the Death Riders, Adam Copeland is friends with the tag team, and Jay White is friends with the tag team. Why wouldn't you have your tag experts you are friends with have a tag match with the Death Riders? But also, if the goal is to get the AEW World Title, why would you get involved in a tag match with him?
That's where all the feuds start. He's gonna accidentally spear Jay White in Australia.
So then we're gonna take Adam
Jay White
Copeland out of the main event scene and Jay White out of the main event scene, so they can have a feud together.
A feud to have for the title shot. Yeah.
So then who's next to come after Mox? So here's where this story has become oddly compelling.
I can tell you.
So in the beginning, it was like, man, who's going to take the power away from Mox? Like, we were intrigued there. Now it's become, for me anyway, who's going to finally beat Mox so we can stop doing the Death Riders thing? Like, now I really, really, really want to see Jon Moxley lose that title. Like, it's somehow become more important now for me outside of the story I think I'm supposed to be buying into, because I just want this to stop. So they've actually effectively done what they set out to do. I now really want Jon Moxley to not be AEW World Champion. So I'm effectively rooting for almost anyone going against him, except for Cope. I'm not going to call him Cope. I'm not going to call him Edge. I don't want Edge winning the AEW World Title.
I know who's
don't do that.
I know who's going to be.
It's got to be Hangman, right? We got to get back to Hangman.
Nah, I think it's going to be your boy DB or BD.
Think they're bringing Danielson back?
I think they're going to bring Danielson back. I think Danielson is probably going to be healthy enough by April, Mayish. And
May would be Double or Nothing, right?
Probably so, yeah.
And that was my prediction Yeah. It's over here on the whiteboard, Joe.
I did one this morning.
You said Mox would lose in March of 2025, and I said May 2025 was my prediction.
Damn.
Can't believe I kept that one.
Me too.
Got it up there. Joe, who was your wrestler of the week?
Did you buy groceries?
Yes, I bought groceries, girl.
See.
They in the fridge. Go look in the fridge, girl.
Well, I did done.
Yeah, when I'm done, I go look. That's what I bought groceries for. Okay. I'm gonna say this. My wrestler of the week. It really wasn't a match. It really wasn't anything. It was just a promo. And it goes to the Street Profits, y'all.
Really?
Really, the Street Profits. That promo. I watched that promo segment maybe about 5 times. And
Five times.
5 times. Like, we could say 5 times. 5 times. And when you watch it on Raw, SmackDown, then YouTube, Instagram keep replaying it and everything. You watch it, you hear it, and you can feel it. You can see that they are tired of being left over. They're tired of everybody coming in taking their spot. And they are tired of everybody thinking that just because we're a tag team, we're going to turn against each other and think the grass is greener on the other side. And that's where you can just feel it. That they don't want to break up, that they're going to stay together. They're going to be the team that everybody fears in WWE. And that's why I give to the Street Profits.
I like that choice. I do. For me, did you have a match of the week?
Oh, yeah. That part too, yeah. The match we're going to the Swerve and Ricochet.
That's my match of the week too. I think that was a no-brainer.
Yeah. I
think that was the only A+ match of the week, maybe. And Briscoe and Fletcher was up there. It was a solid A. And my wrestler of the week is actually Kyle Fletcher. It was hard between Fletcher and Ricochet. Reason Kyle Fletcher, because Kyle Fletcher was involved in 2 A matches this week. That tag match on Dynamite, the Mark Briscoe match on Collision. 2 great matches. Fletcher's matches just seem to be fantastic regularly. I do like that the Street Profits are just doubling down on being a tag team. I do like that a lot. What about, Jey Uso had a 10-minute entrance on SmackDown.
I have to go say this. People complain about Jey winning the Royal Rumble. They got to look at it like this. You got somebody that the crowd, the fans like, just like they like Cena or Drew. But with Jey being the winner, it's like everybody wanted to beat Cena, but Jey is still at the top of being cheered for winning the Rumble, just like Cena would be right now. Only difference is Jey is there every week, y'all. Cena is going to be there. Perfect. Yeah. So you got to look at it this way. Jey was the right choice, whether you like it or not. He was. Shocking, yes, but he was the right choice to win the Rumble. And I
think because it was shocking is the reason why it was the right choice. Mm-hmm. He's so over with the crowd. They love it. They love, yeeting along. I think it might be why the Yeet Land shirt is so popular. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I think Jey was the right choice. I think all in all, I think this past week was really good for wrestling, but I think AEW was better across the board.
Mm-hmm. And I think the one thing I can say about this is right now we're in the time frame where everybody is just trying to get this shit right on both sides of the story. AEW and WWE, they're trying to get that shit right, but it ain't getting there just yet. It's slowly getting there. But as of right now, they doing good. I really hope Jay go against Cody at Mania. Fingers crossed, but I know it ain't gonna happen. But that will be better. And
Jay's definitely going for Gunther. Cody's going to get Cena. Cena's going to win the Chamber, just like you said.
Yeah. But all in all, I would say Cody versus Jay would be way better. And then Gunther versus Cena would be another good thing. But then you got to think about it. The reason why Jay would be better because Jay represents blue all the way. And his interest in everything.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect on Raw, on SmackDown, winning that belt.
I think I'm actually okay however this turns out. You could do Cody and Cena, or you could do Cena and Gunther. Cody and Cena could go over on Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no losing with either one of those guys winning at Mania. Except, man, if Cody, you could have Cody turn heel with the victory. But if you have Cena versus Gunther, and you have Gunther take Cena's 17th win away from us fans, you really double down on him being the ultimate heel.
That's why it'd be better for him. But then you got to think about it. If it does beat Cody and Cena, and Cody beats Cena, that's where your little heel story comes in. The crowd, everybody, Monday or Friday, just boo Cody out of the arena for beating Cena.
Could you imagine if Cody beats Cena at Mania and they boo him out of the arena the next week on SmackDown?
I'm going to say I'm going to say that whoever beats Cena at Mania, they're going to get the boo treatment like Dominic Mysterio on the New Day. Boo treatment.
You got to have it be Gunther. They're not ready for Cody to go heel yet. Even though he's already been one, and I think still is. They're not ready to invest that yet. Not yet. The crowd has to motivate that, and they're not there yet. They will be, but not yet.
I think they did. I think if you look at the wrestling community, everyone is tired of Cody with the belt.
Man, not kids. Kids love it.
Like, what, 8 title defense so far in 300 days?
Yeah. He's got that Roman schedule.
Yeah. So,
which is weird because he's doing all the shows, but he's just not defending the belt. So it's kind of strange.
Yeah, and you notice lately he hasn't been doing his little. So what you want to talk about today? He hasn't been doing that lately anymore.
He'll bring it back.
I don't know.
With that, everyone, thank you for checking us out for our weekend wrestling show live on Instagram. If you're not catching us on Instagram and you're on YouTube or Spotify, that means I uploaded it, which is quite an accomplishment for me because, sometimes I forget, and this past Wednesday, I lost the show. So, don't know where it went. It's not on our Instagram. It didn't end up on YouTube or Spotify. It's just gone. So whatever we talked about is lost in the ether.
I have a clean, y'all.
Yeah. Go to our Instagram page. Go to our bio. There's a link in there. Go to our merch table. You can buy some merch. Got a Mark the Monster Yeetland shirt. Pretty dope. We got a Soggy Bastard pack. Inspired by Pac. It's not him. Just looks a lot like him. Wet hair don't care shirt because for some reason that son of a bitch is always wet. Don't really understand it. And we got Mark the Monster Puppet World Order for life. Shirt is available at our merch table. So go check all those out. Again, all profit from the merch table goes right to Lorain County Dog Kennel. So anything you guys buy and that money pulled out of that account goes right to help the local dog kennel in our area. Take care of some pups and give back. Joe, you got any famous last words for him before we go on this Super Bowl Sunday?
All right. Famous, I got to come up with new catchphrases, y'all, for the whole year now. So I'm losing track of my catchphrases. So, but I tell y'all, by the end of next week, I have a new catchphrase for the show. And when it happens, they got to be a good shirt to make too. So there we go.
There we go. I don't remember what we said Mark's shirt was going to be. Oh, forklift certified. We'll see about that. Until tomorrow, everyone. We're out.